Daf Lamed Amud Aleph 25 lines down, Metive. They have a question. The Brisa said that he said, therefore, Baal Habayit oseh otan teruma u'maaser shemakom acher. The owner of the fruits can make it teruma maaser because he knows that the guy is watching it for him and he won't throw it out. But according to Rabbi Yochanan, why can the owner remove it? Maybe like we said yesterday, that the guy who's watching it sees the fruit starting to spoil more than usual and he'll sell it. So maybe the guy can't make it tiruma from these fruits. Because I didn't know that he sold it. The ka'avil tefillim, and since he sold it before you made it into tiruma, when you're eating your fruits thinking you're eating tirumad or maaser fruits already, you're not eating tevil. Read them. Gemara says no, it's not common, therefore you don't have to be suspecting. Now, what if it happens? Do we sell it like he says? Maybe if let's say the fruit starts spoiling, now what do you do? If it's not common, then the guy may be making it to Ruma. I said no, when we sell it, the Kohanim we sell it for Kohanim cheap. So there's no danger of a non-Kohen eating it. Rahman by Isaac Nami, according to Rahman Isaac, who said also that Hachamim hold that it's a sort of sell it because it might be Tiruma, as in the Kohanim didn't Kurma, so same answer. The reason why you shouldn't sell it because it might might be giving Tiruma, so sell it to Kohen. No, so how completely is Macholket. The other Barachana holds that you can sell the Kohanim. It's not common to happen that so many fruits spoil. But if it happens, like only happened after a long time that the fruits become more than usually spoiled. Yeah, and therefore, therefore, the owner made it a Truma Maaser already. He did it earlier. Therefore, therefore, if he's selling it, you could sell it at a lower price to Kohanim with no other issues because it would already been done. Argues and says that you can't sell because it is common to happen that a lot of fruits spoil. It happens immediately, like when you buy those bananas and it starts spoiling like 10 hours later. The Amrat Nazino, you're saying you should sell it to the Kohanim. Maybe the guy will sell it quickly. The problem is that because maybe it's a case where it's spoiled quickly. And yes, you sold to the Kohanim, but maybe you sold to the Kohanim before the guy decided to make it Terumah because he's eating it next week. And therefore, when he thinks he's eating his food that he made Terumah already on from those fruits, it didn't work. Might be another question. Leaves fruits for his friend to watch. When it's spoiled. Yain vechmitz, the wine and it became spoiled as well, turned vinegar. Shemen vevish, left of oil to watch and it became spoiled. Devash vehidvish, honey and it became sour. Don't touch it, don't sell it. Fix the situation. We'll explain what that means. Didn't sell it. When you sell it, sell it to other people. Don't sell it to yourself because you're selling to yourself, it doesn't look good. Maybe you bought it at a cheap price. Similarly, when you have these people who are in charge, when you have these people in charge of tzedakah, the people in charge of collecting money, they have money, but they don't have people to give it to. They should exchange the smaller coins for bigger coins. But don't exchange it with your own cash because it looks better. Similar people who have the people in charge, like the food, the soup kitchens for the poor people. If you have no people to give it to, sell the food to others. Don't sell to yourself because then it looks better. However, regardless, we see in the case of fruits where it spoils, or mayor holds that you can't sell it. Why not? Even in the case you can't sell it, even when it's more than usual spoiling. And we see the question against Rabbi Yochanan. The Gemara said, "Lo, referring to the case where it's normally spoiling, and that's the case. You shouldn't sell it." The case of wine that's spoiled, shemen vehish, oil and became spoiled, vash vehidbish, honey and it became sour. That's considered food that's spoiling more than usual, and we say that you and Rabbi holds that you can't sell it. No, Shani Hani, those cases you can't because why? Kevin to come. Once it happened, and therefore nothing's gonna happen. Meaning, fruits, if you have 300 bananas and yes, 70 of them spoiled already, sell them before the rest spoiled. Honey or wine that already spoiled, it is what it is at that point, and therefore there's no point in selling it. Shemen veish, right? We said that the case of Chachamim said that you could sell oil that became spoiled or honey that became sour. The my hazu, who's selling that? What's the point? Why would anybody buy that? Mar says Shamin Hazil Glai. Spoiled oil can be used for like leather companies to soften the leather. Spoiled honey can still be used as a dressing for the camel's back that can heal it. The Hamim say, or said you should fix it. Muhammad didn't sell it. How do you fix fruit that's spoiled? Marvashi, the Tankanim, you sell the fruits and stuff for the vessels so that the vessels don't spoil. The more so Hamim holds, Meir holds, you should only be worrying about big loss, the fruits that are spoiling more than usual. I said, but not small losses. Don't bother yourself selling the vessels. More so Hamim hold, I feel that said you should be worried about that. Therefore, if the vessels are going to get ruined, you should sell it. You should sell in bedin. Because you're helping out the owner. It's like returning a lost object that he otherwise won't have. Itmar, the Gemara says, the halacha is like that you should sell it. They say that it's going to the Rachmim. We had this case before. The halacha is according to Rashbag. Same rabbi. Every time Rashbag teaches our Mishnah, halacha is like him. Chutz me'arev, except for the cases of a guarantor. Tzaidan, the case of a get in Tzaidan. Ur'ah Rachman, the case of bringing proof. These three halachot are the halachas not like him. So Rabbi Yochanan already held that every case is already like him, except for those exclusions. So how can we say over here that halachas is like him? The Gemara says, "I'm already knew this is a machok amoraim, but the Rabbi Yochanan, according to Rabbi Yochanan, the Rashbag gave this halacha, and Afapikin we had to teach that it's like him. Okay, made the Rashbag according to Rashbag, the other holds that you have to sell it to protect the guy from loss. Nishma de moridin karol shavui. Right, so there's a concept: if a relative is in captivity or lost or whatever it is, does the bedin have to appoint the relative to take care of it, of his property? So according to the Rashbag, sounds like it's that you have to sell this stuff. You should also appoint someone to take care of a captive's property. And Hachamim holds that you can't make the shomer sell the stuff to protect the property. Sounds like we don't appoint somebody to manage the captive's property. Maybe not. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe only times Rabbi holds that you do it because the principle is destroyed when what he dropped off. He dropped off 100 apples, you're returning to him to watch, and you're returning 20 of them. Maybe that's the case you sell it. Maybe in the case of the captive, maybe he'll agree that you don't take care of it. Because the damage won't be that big if the land's still there. That can look on maybe also Hamim, you can look the opposite way as well. In the case of Shomer, you don't sell it because Kirav Kahana, Ikra Rahman Reitzak. You have two reasons why you don't do it. Like Rav Kahana's reason that people like their own fruits versus other people, and Rav Nachman's reason, which is a person may make in Tiruma. Maybe in the case of the captivity, maybe you should be doing it. So maybe each rabbi would hold a different opinion by the other case. It sounds like there's two different reasoning between our Mishnah and that Mishnah. We say that the same reasons that the fruits of the shomer you're selling, same thing applies by captives. We say do this, it is the same reasoning. The Gemara says no. There's two different reasoning because it's a big loss and a small loss. However, there's a difference. We also prove there's two different reasonings. That you can't sell fruits of the shomer. Rahman also says, even though you can't sell the fruits by a shomer, you can appoint someone to take care of a captive's property. Therefore, must be must be because there's two different halachot according to Rahman, that there must be two different reasonings. Okay, Itmar. Shavui shinishba, someone was taken captive. Rav Marbav says, and Mordin relatives did not get appointed to manage it. Shmuel says, Mordin can you do it. Let's say they heard the guy died. You do obviously everybody agrees that you do hire someone to manage it. Keep you don't know if he's dead or alive. Rav says you don't appoint someone. Because the guy is going to ruin it versus helping it. Shmuel says you do take care of it. Kevin Damar more because Hachamim say Shamin and Lahu Karis, you make him like a sharecropper. Right, so Shmuel holds it. Maybe yes, you should worry the guy's gonna ruin it. But what do? We give him like a partnership in it. Whatever he makes, fruits, he gets a portion. So therefore, we're not going to be worried about him destroying it. Matthew, a question against Shmuel. Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Elazar says, when we see from the pasuk, "V'chara api v'harati etchem," Hashem shall be angry and attack and kill. The next part of the Mishnah says that when of the pasuk says Hashem is going to kill someone, and their wives will be almana, and their children be yatom. So we already know that. So how come the pasuk spells it out? It says, it sounds like their wives will try to marry. We don't allow them to do it because we don't know they're dead. The children want to take the inheritance. We don't let them take it because we don't know if their father's dead or not. Therefore, we see that they can't hire someone to take care of their stuff because we don't know if they're dead or not. Against Shmuel, in the case where you're not allowed to enter their father's property, in the case of the pasuk, is referring to that they want to sell it. They don't want them to sell, but take care of it, they can. There's a story in Nahda where a relative entered the property to manage it. They answered from this Braita saying that you can't do it. Ram says, maybe the case is that you can't sell it. Maybe he should manage it. Maybe from they push an elephant through the hole of a needle, meaning they make very bad answers. They make dohak. We say no. The pasuk teaches us wives and children. Teach you what just like the wife can't marry at all because of the husband might be alive. So too, the children don't know his property at all because maybe the father is still alive. Umuridin karov tonight whether or not the bedin hires someone to take care of the property. The Brita says, someone enters the property of a captive. Don't take it out of his hands. Don't throw him out. Additionally, let's say you hear the guy on the way back. He got redeemed. He's coming back from Malaysia. And he quickly eats whatever he has. And he's like, oh, the guy's coming back. Let me eat the stuff I was taking care of. Harez is the reason in his car that he was able to take, he got what he got. Right? So we see that you're able to do it. And it's considered people who are captives that we do not remove. These are the people who we let people manage. If a father, brother, or anybody who's inheriting someone else, they travel overseas, they heard they died. What's considered a nitushim, abandoned property? Motziin otomiyad. If someone goes into an abandoned property, you don't let them, you throw them out. Someone traveled overseas and you do not hear they died per se. We heard that the abandoned property is like a captive property and you can manage it. If you go to someone's property that's voluntarily abandoned, right? So the guy just left his house behind and moved somewhere else. You take him out. What's considered a ritushim? He's someone who lived there and he left. We don't know where he went. Okay. Why are some called nitushim, the abandoned properties, and the other abandoned properties are called ritushim? Nitushim, we say the Baal Korchan is referring to against their will. They got caught up elsewhere. The pasuk says, on the seventh year you shall by Shemitah you shall release the fruits and nitashta leave it there. Aparté de Malkaz, referring to Hashem may give a commandment that you have to leave it there. The king forced you to do it, which is forceful abandonment. Ritushim, however, the midathan is unwillingly. The pasuk says, "Em albanim rutasha," that mother with the children have been abandoned by the family, or by referring to the Jews being abandoned by Hashem. That's referring to voluntary. Okay, Tana Bertha says, "B'chulam, all these cases, someone entering those fields, shamin and taris, you make him like a sharecropper, like a partner." Ahai, when does that apply? Ilma, when it's referring to captive property, hashtag that it's been iskarhava. We already said that a guy who enters a captive property to take care of it and he wants to eat all the fruits before the guy comes home. We said he could do it. Why would he have to say that he gets paid for it? We already know he has full rights to it. Ela are ritushim, maybe referring to ritushim, the people who get lost overseas. We say they throw them out, so you can't, not a sharecropper. Maybe it's referring to the nitushim, that people who, the first one was we said ritushim, people abandoned voluntarily. We said we throw them out. Maybe it's referring to nitushim, that is people who leave it because they got caught overseas. We say they can't be. We throw them out by the case of the where they got caught overseas. Ha'amar shmati shahnetushim kishvun. You know that the netushim, the property that the guy left behind because he got caught overseas, like captive property, we do let them take over, which we already know that you compared to a sharecropper, like a partner. So why would you teach me that? What's this hidush to be saying that you treat him as like a sharecropper? The Rashi says kishuin, but like kishuin. Treat him like a sharecropper, a captive's property, but not like a captive's property. Kishuin treat him like a captive's property. The emotin and you don't throw him out. We look kishuin the ilu hatam zrin's but not like a captive's property, because by a captive's property, let him eat whatever he wants. By the case of Netushim, of the property the guy got lost overseas, you treat him like a sharecropper, and he's not entirely he can't eat whatever he wants. How come this case is different than the following Mishnah? Someone spends money on his wife's properties to improve them, right? So his wife had a property before getting married. He spends money to improve it. Whether he spent a lot of money, ate a little bit, where he spent a little bit of money, but he ate a lot of it before he dies, divorced her. Whatever he ate and spent it is what it is. Nobody can get compensated from it. And therefore, how come that's not the same thing like in a Tushim, according to Rashbag? That you should get compensated as you eat or spend, or vice versa. You don't. Hello, we bring an answer from the following Mishnah. Someone who spends money on his wife's property, but his wife was a kitana. Honestly, she was under 12 years old. Like if he's paid someone else's property, and therefore he gets paid back as is. That's we've seen that case. That's the case of a wife who does not feel like she may not stay after 12 years old, and therefore he's getting paid back. Therefore, that's why he's getting paid back, because he doesn't know if he's keeping it. Therefore, Hamim say, you know what? Because you don't know if it's going to be for you, we let you spend whatever you did, and you're going to get repaid back. You're going to get refunded. So therefore, he doesn't ruin it. We don't take care of it as much as possible, and we let him get compensated in case. Over here, in the case of Netushim, we make him like a sharecropper, and so that he takes care of the property and gets compensated, so that he doesn't get messed over, like the case of the first case, that the question that you brought, the case of the guy, regular wife, whatever he spends doesn't have to be ratio with how much he gains from it. And that's why we don't make it like that, because just like the case of the Ketana wife, where the guy won't spend money unless he's getting refunded. So over here, we make him a sharecropper by the case of the Nezushim and the captive, so that he'll take care of it to the best of his ability.